To focus over to Russia, as thousands of opposition supporters have rallied in Moscow for another weekend of protests. This is the fourth consecutive weekend of protests in the Russian capital. Protesters are demanding that opposition candidates are allowed to run in Moscow's local elections in September this year. Protesters are also demanding that political prisoners be released and that violence and detentions against protesters be investigated. Protests are planned in at least in 40 other cities to show support for Moscow despite thousands of detentions by police officers in the past few weeks at protests. Now remember, last week police came down heavily on protesters. Several were beaten up and thousands detained. While protests continue to rile up Russia, President Vladimir Putin decked up in his black leather jacket and raced with his biker friends. Putin was seen riding with Russian biker group, the Night Wolves. The rally was organized to mark the group's 10th anniversary. Interestingly, the Russian coat of arms was etched on Putin's motorcycle. Just miles away, tens of thousands of Russians rallied denying a crackdown to demand free and fair elections in Moscow. It is interesting that President Putin or Kremlin have so far avoided commenting on the mounting unrest.
Хочу пригласить на эту сцену известного журналиста Леонида Парфенова.
In other international developments, President Donald Trump has said that he's looking forward to another meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to discuss the elusive goal of denuclearization. Trump also revealed the contents of the latest letter that has been sent to him by the North Korean leader. U.S. President said that the North Korean leader stated very nicely that he would like to meet and start negotiations as soon as the joint U.S.-South Korea joint exercise are over. Trump announced he had received a beautiful 3-page letter just hours before it was announced that North Korea had launched yet more short-range missiles. The exercises began on Monday and are due to end on August 20th. The North, which has furiously protested such exercises in the past, has said its recent short-range missile tests are designed to protest the war games. Kim Jong-un oversaw the 5th test in over 2 weeks. Trump, who clearly wants to be seen as global deal maker, has been trying very hard to project his North Korea policy as a success just ahead of his 2020 re-election bid. Trump has played down the threat, saying they do not violate Kim's pledge to forego nuclear and long-range tests. Despite Trump's dismissal of the launches, many others in his team have voiced opposition to them. After Pyongyang's 4th launch earlier this week, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Washington was ready to resume talks, but that the target of the full final denuclearization of North Korea had not changed. Now, US and South Korea have pledged to march to scale down their joint drills in an effort to foster denuclearization talks with Pyongyang.